Don't worry, Winky. I'll make the coffee. There you go, my love.
That's the first. What you want?
No, it's a bad day in the Scruffy house today. Winky's gone on strike and I've had to make the coffee myself. But I made her one to try and get out of trouble. Draw the intro and I'll show you the chart. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers and I am the Scruffy Trader. Who's the Scruffy Trader that might be getting battered senseless later off little Winky because for some reason she got out of bed the wrong side today and I'm getting it in the ribs, and I even had to make my own coffee, but I had the good sense to put it in Star Wars cup. So for those of you who haven't been here before, that makes no sense whatsoever. But basically, this is real life. Nothing's ever scripted on these videos. It's just me, cup of coffee, those screens, and in the background, the love of my life, Winky. But today, for some reason, she's kicking off. Women. So, what's going on? Well, let's have a little look, and I shall show you. Today is non-farm payroll day. It's a strange day at the best of times. And I'm going to try and kind of keep out of the Forex markets this morning. I'm kind of caught on the euro at the moment. And let's just say it could be better. Bear with me, I'll pull it up and I'll show you. Where are we at? Sorry. It's a strange day today. It's really one of them days. The euro showed signs of moving to the upside. And everything was aligning, happy days. But it's staying in this area. It's gone from the entry point down into this zone. It hasn't broke it yet, so I'm not overly concerned, but I am sitting underwater with it. So I'm going to keep an eye on that throughout the morning. And I've also got cable for this afternoon, which I like to trade on a non-farm payroll. But in the middle of it, if you do follow the videos, you'll see I do trade carbon emissions on a reasonably regular basis. It's just one of those products that's quite directional in its moves. You can see that here. And it does retrace reasonably well. Now, the problem I have with it at the moment is it's like most of the other markets that are out there, it's sitting on all-time highs. You know, if I drop this out to a weekly, etc., you can see it's never been up here in the last couple of years, and if I take it out to a monthly, it's never been at here, full stop. All right, and it's had some lovely drives up. Okay, but because of this, there's also a good opportunity to counter trend the thing, and that's kind of what I'm watching today. You know, I work zone to zone. So there's my two zones. I want to see it come into this red and touch this orange zone. I've started putting the orange zones on just so you can see roughly the area that I want to get in. Because I'll trade out of a red, through a green and stop at a red. That's kind of the theory. I never trade through a red because I like the price to be contained between two levels. Now, these two levels are very difficult because they're hypothetical. I've had to use best judgment to draw those in. Whereas these levels at the bottom are from just good swings. Okay, so they hold a bit of weight. But it's 11:05 on the 5th of Feb. and it's showing signs of movement. So I'm going to kind of watch this over the next hour to see if I can get in. Okay, so I want to see it move down slightly to this dotted line. Then I'll be looking to place some orders when I'm quite happy to hopefully get back to this green area. And if it does, it should pay me reasonably well. Now with emissions, it works like shares. It only open on the cash open, so it will shut at past 4 or 5 o'clock tonight. So I want to be in and I want to be out. Okay. I do hold it overnight from time to time, but then you have the risk of gaps, and I certainly don't want to hold it today because it's across a weekend. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll kind of pause it for now because it's not quite ready to cook. It's getting there. I can see it, but it might be another half an hour or so before it gets into this red block. Okay, so I'll catch you in half an hour or so.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay guys, this is starting to cook. It looks pretty darn good. As you can see, zoomed in a little bit. Good drive up, push down, pushed up, and it's now pushing back. Now there's a good bit of pip between here and here down onto the bottom of there. So we could actually get in for a quick trade straight away. So that's what we're going to do. There's no point candle counting because we're going to be at the bottom of here. So again, so we're going to just start it with 2 orders, a 10 and a 15, just to get it rocking and rolling, just like so. And what we're going to do is we're just going to sit on it, see if it'll trigger in, bounce down, take a couple of orders out, and then we'll reevaluate it and we might enter again. That's one of the good things with a fast moving market. You can catch the bounces, and the relatively quick trades, but as with most things, you can see it's quick, but it doesn't always work that way. Let's see what time it is so you can have a quick look. If I flick that up there, make it small, there you go. 11:15, 5th of Feb. Okay, still keeping an eye on cable, and behind that I have the euro as well, which is still sitting underwater, so I'll be keeping an eye on that as well throughout the day. Okay, I'll give you some updates as we go, but at the moment we just kind of looking at this. Okay, now if you notice, I always put my prices underneath. In other words, I make the market come to me. I never just click and enter the market, and there's very good reason for that. And what we're looking at at this moment in time is the exact reason that I don't do it. You see, if I immediately entered the market, it's now gone against me straight away, and that's something that I don't want. Now, I will push them up, but it won't come out of this red zone. I'll trade out of the red zone, not through it. Okay, so at the moment on this candle, I'm going to leave it there. If a new candle prints and it's up here, I may move the orders up slightly, but that is it. But my belief on this is it is going down, even though the greater trend is long. Now, when you're counter trending like so, just be conservative with your targets. Don't swing for the fences. Just get in, get out, and be happy, because what you're relying on is that little pullback. If I was going the other way and I was actually had my trade entering in alignment with the greater trend, I would look to have a big runner. So I'll go 10, 15, and I'll have one at 50, 60 because it has the potential to run with the trend. Okay. So as we can see here, there's another candle starting to print. So I can look to get a better price by just moving that up to the base of that candle. Keep the target the same, and all it means is the trade doesn't have to work as hard to pay me the same money. Simple as that. So what I'll do is I'll just leave the camera running while I'm doing a bit of work on this side, and we'll bounce around it a little bit. Now, if I haven't got into the trade within the next hour, I'll probably be looking to pull the plug around that time, simply because non-farm payroll is coming at 1:30, and I don't want to lock up all of my accounts. I want to be concentrating solely on the cable trade that I'm wanting to take, and not worry too much about grabbing a few pips here. Okay. Again, it's about managing your trades. I mean, I can't multitask that much, in the sense I can only look at certain items for a short period of time. So if this hasn't triggered, I'll kill it, and I'll be looking to see what happens with this. In fact, I'll be clearing all this down. I'll be the non-farm payroll. But I'll go through that later when that strikes up at 1:30. Okay, so in the meantime, we'll watch this, and then I'll come back to you for non-farm. Happy days. Okay guys, quite happy with that. It has come together. Let me just switch all this off on this side, and I am quite pleased. So bear with me half a tick. So that's the first part of my day done. It's now coming on to 12:30. So carbon emissions has paid me. The euro is looking okay. In fact, I'll switch it back on. Just bear with me a second, and we'll have a look. So I'm done with that for the day, so I can get rid of that. The euro is pushing up. Now this, I'm kind of having to make a little bit of a decision, because we've got non-farm payroll in an hour, and one of the best decisions is this one. Where you go? I going? Is it dinner time? Fish and chips.
Like chips.
Fish and chips.
Chips? You're making us hungry for tea. You go pop.
I'll go pop. Trust me, the size of my belly, that ain't gonna happen. Sorry. As I say, it's real life, this. Nothing's ever scripted. What you see is just my day-to-day workings. And it's Friday, and we always go to the chippy on a Friday. I want fish and chips, but apparently Stick Insect says that's not happening. I'll have to just suffer with chips. See you in a bit, sweetheart. As I was saying, I'm having to make a decision on this. Now at 1 o'clock, whatever happens, I'm going to kill this. I'm hopefully going to be out of it kind of break even or with a little bit of profit. And the reason being is I just don't want to be in it when non-farm payroll is announced. Okay? Because if I've got this wrong, it's going to rattle away and it can hurt me. So I'm just going to pause it out for now. And I shall come back to you at about 1:30 when the non-farm's coming. But this, in the meantime, may well have been closed out. Well, it will have been closed out one way or the other. At the moment, I'm looking at probably net. But if I can get it to push up to just see on the break even here, it'll pay a little bit extra. Kind of goes back to yesterday's video where I was trying to show you how staging can actually pay you off getting back to break even. And it's what I do constantly. Just manage the trade is the easiest way to say it. So I'll come back to you at 1:30.
Isn't that logical?
Okay guys, so state of play at this moment in time is I had to close out the euro at a loss. Reason being, it is now 28 minutes past 1 and I don't want to go into it with an open position. All of my positions are flat. As you can see, I have no open positions at all. And I'm now just going to wait and see what the announcement is. Now, I'll just leave the camera running while it's being watched. I'll speed it up. And then when I go to take the trade, I'll come back to you and chat it through, then see it play out, etc. Okay, so we're just waiting on the news announcements now. I'm going to watch it for 15 minutes before I decide to enter the market. Okay, so everything's all pre-marked up. I'm ready, got all my levels in what I want to see. I'm actually monitoring it on a 15-minute chart. I will drop it into a 5-minute. There you go. But I'll be kind of watching the first 15 minutes to see what happens, unless there's an absolute acceleration in the first 5 minutes rather. So let us see what happens. Okay, so I shall catch you shortly. Okay, it's showing a little sign of slowing off. So I'm just going to drop a quick order in. One slam tenner at the 23 here to get onto the 50. One go. Now normally I would break orders up. However, I just want it in and out and it's less than 10 ticks, so it doesn't really seem the point. Now, what I'm going to be doing is following the price. So what's that? 2 areas containing. It's had a drive up, it's pushed, came back, it's pushed up, but it's stopping. I've got the order away from the price, so it must come down and slam into me. But if that breaks that black line there, I will stop and wait for the next 5 minutes, and then I'll look to see if it's going to show signs of a print go in the opposite direction. Okay. At the minute, it's a little bit odd. It hasn't fired as much as I would have liked. Normally you see like a good movement straight away, sort of in the first 15 minutes or so. Right, it's in. In the sort of the first 15 minutes, it'll go woof, straight in. And then you've got something to work against. This one doesn't. So I was being a little bit sort of cautious with it. Just up, down, get it in, and then we may enter it again. We shall see. So we're just watching it, see if it will push down. Come on, down you go. You haven't got far to go. Right, gone against me a bit. Come on, down. Nice and gentle. Let's have a look, see what we like on this screen here. Trying. Near stage. Come on. It's just a tiny touch more. Tiny touch. Oof. How annoying is that, guys? Get it right on the button and it stalls out. Really is annoying. Come on. Come on. Down you go. Twice on the nose. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Come on. One tick. Oh, there we go. Happy days. Done. So that's the first part of this cycle complete. Yes, I've lost a little bit here, but I'm kind of break even ish. But I should be making money today. It's not the best amount of money, but it is still making money. So what we're going to do is I'm going to stick with this for the time being. I'm just going to let it trace back up, and then we'll see if we can get back. So what I'll do is I'll just leave the camera and we'll crack on, because I want to see if this will just there it goes, pushing down. Come on, down you go. And there we go. Complete. It's now 2 o'clock. It's done its volatility bounces and it's paid me for the day. And that's all I look for each day. I am just looking to be paid. And as you can see from there upwards, all right, a little bit of a wobble, but can it win them all? And with non-farm payroll, it is an erratic day. The figure hasn't moved the markets that much on the pound dollar. As you can see, there's a quick surge up. And what you've seen me do is I watched the surge up, watched it retrace, push up, couldn't break it any further, down into the midpoint, tops of these, The long tails told me it's going to go back up, this bit here. Waited on the push up, got that as well, but it isn't breaching these, which tells me anything could happen, but it stayed between that level and that level. Made me quite happy. Just got in, got out, got paid. And I can't get it any simpler than that. And that's me done for the week now. And as you can see, it was the right choice to pull it out because the market is now moving down. So there we are, another one for the month. This weekend I am redoing my office tomorrow because I've got my new toys. And for the Scruffies, live stream Sunday morning on trade management. So I look forward to speaking to you all then. And as always, guys, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all on the next one.